From uncomfortable finishing moves to lower regions to one of the most important moments in the brand's history, join me as I show you some of the most savage moments in WWE history. Number 7. Brogue kick to the nuts. Okay, this one is technically not accurate in terms of the title, but it was close enough. Sheamus was attempting a tough guy act with the Big Show and wanting to do his finisher, the Brogue kick. Big Show welcomed it as he felt he couldn't be hurt by it, and he was technically right. So, while he closed his eyes and waited for it, Sheamus grabs ring announcer Ricardo Rodriguez and literally shoves him into the nuts of the Big Show. And you could tell that this wasn't fully faked because of how Big Show fell. I don't care who you are. If you get hit down there, even unintentionally, you're going down. And Big Show went down hard. Number 6. Slapfest. Stephanie McMahon is known for a lot of things. Not all of them good for the record, but that's the nature of the business. But more times than not, she's a heel in the industry, and when she comes to play, she comes to play. One time, during a feud with Roman Reigns, she squared off with him in the ring, and she just releases a series of slaps on him that you can tell aren't fake, including her winding up to make sure she hits him square in the jaw. How much did they honestly hurt? Hard to say, since Roman was playing the face and laughing at her while she did this. But a loaded slap is meant to hurt, and the sound they made it clear that they were loaded. Way to go, Steph. Number 5. Chokeslam from on high. There are a lot of things that you can fake in WWE, but there are some things that even when they're faked, they look like they hurt like no one's business. And that was the case in a match between Big Show and John Cena. During a match, Big Show had literally caught John Cena, and the crowd was wondering what he was going to do with him. And announcer Michael Cole was screaming, "Put him down!" Put him down! Poor choice of words, Michael, because he did put him down, through a spotlight fixture. Now sure, it wasn't real, but when he put him through, there was a massive explosion, to imply that John Cena was roasted alive and no matter what, Cena definitely took a bump there. I mean, how couldn't he? Number 4. Kickback. Whether you love or hate the WWE, you have to acknowledge that the talent on their roster is very impressive. Not the least of which is because they can do incredible things day in and day out. During a match between Apollo Crews and Braun Strowman, two very gifted athletes, Apollo did one of his signature moves, a standing moonsault. But as he was coming down, Braun kicked him so perfectly that he flew across the ring and landed awkwardly on his neck. I mean, the timing could not have been more perfect, and that landing could not have been more awkward. Wow. I honestly remember watching that episode of Raw and going, he's dead. Number 3. The door throw. Brock Lesnar is a freak athlete. He did wrestling in college, he did football, he's done pro wrestling all over the world, he was a star in the UFC, and now he's back in WWE for being a dominating champ, when he chooses to show up. But no matter what you say about Brock Lesnar, he doesn't do fake, he does raw power. During a feud with Seth Rollins, he took Rollins' car, drove it around town, brought it back, got an axe, tore it to shreds, and then he really had fun. He literally broke the door off of the car, and used his actual strength to fling it from the stage to nearby where the audience was. No really, he almost did the audience with a door throw. That's a lot of power. Number 2. The Tongs. This clip has a lot behind it, especially now. At one time, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were part of a group called The Shield, and for 2 years they along with Roman Reigns were basically unstoppable. And then Seth betrayed them, which sent Dean on a tirade to get Seth back however he could. Which included, apparently, him getting a set of tongs from a streetcar and putting them against his man zone and squeezing. That couldn't have been fun. Of course, Dean is now with AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and bashing just about everything that happened with him in WWE, for justified reasons. And Seth Rollins has bounced back and forth between good guy and bad guy with only minor caring from the fans. Whereas Dean, who is now Jon Moxley, is one of the hottest superstars in the world.
Inside cheap shot in spades. Wow.
Number 1. The pipe bomb of CM Punk. CM Punk is one of the most controversial figures in wrestling history, especially because of the way that he left the wrestling industry in regards to WWE. But whether you love him or hate him, or wish to never hear his name again, he has made his mark on the industry. And it all started with one act that made him a true legend. He grabbed the microphone, sat down on the stage to mock his then rival John Cena, and he started to just let people have it, starting off basic, then getting deeper and deeper into what made him mad, such as grabbing Vince McMahon's mythical brass rings. I've grabbed so many of Vincent K. McMahon's imaginary brass rings that it's finally dawned on me that they're just that. They're completely imaginary. The only thing that's real is me, and the fact that day in and day out for almost 6 years I have proved to everyone in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even on commentary. Nobody can touch me. Now, you might think that this is a promo, but it wasn't. This is what is known as a shoot interview. This is the wrestler going off and not doing the script, which was what made this moment so much better, because CM Punk was speaking from his heart, from his mind, and showing the world that he was mad. Very mad. Mainly because despite proving that he's the best in the world, the WWE just treated him like another talent. And yet, no matter how many times I prove it, I'm not on your lovely little collector cups. I'm not on the cover of the program, I'm barely promoted. I don't get to be in movies. Certainly not on any crappy show on the USA Network. I'm not the poster of WrestleMania. I'm not on the signature that's produced at the start of the show. I'm not on Conan O'Brien. I'm not on Jimmy Fallon. But the fact of the matter is, I should be. So how real did he get? Well, and trust me, this isn't sour grapes, but the fact that Dwayne The Rock is in the main event at WrestleMania next year and I'm not makes me sick. As for the fans, oh hey, let me just get something straight. Those of you who are cheering me right now, you're just as big a part of me leaving as anything else. Because you are the ones who are sipping on those collector cups right now. You're the ones that buy those programs that my face isn't the cover of. And then at 5 in the morning at the airport, you tried to shove it in my face so you can get an autograph and tried to sell it on eBay because you're too lazy to go get a real job. And the irony of the pipe bomb promo is that while it may have been done back in 2011, it's still relevant in 2020, with the WWE on a serious decline in terms of ratings, revenue, and fan enjoyment. Here's one part of the pipe bomb that proves that. He's a millionaire who should be a billionaire. You know why he's not a billionaire? Because he surrounds himself with glad-handed, nonsensical douchebag, yes, men, like John Laurinaitis, who's going to tell him everything he wants to hear, and I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon is dead. But the fact is, it's going to be taken over by his idiotic daughter and his doofus son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family. With the rise of AEW and its success in the industry, this proves that Punk was right all of these years later. WWE is not what it used to be. Raw and SmackDown are on the decline. NXT is more about wrestling than either of those shows, and McMahon in the eyes of the fans is ruining everything. So you want savage? How about CM Punk burning WWE to the ground with nothing but a microphone and still being relevant because of that pipe bomb?